had said something before that. All right. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yasharala, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, as well as blessings and salutations to you Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth through the spirit of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahawashi, and truth and sincerity, teaching and prophesying this word, as well as the men and women that follow and those who might look like the other nations but are of the nation of Israel and their father's side by blood. And I got one of the younger brothers with me, the brother Kawashab. And we just wanted to get into a lesson dealing with these sinkholes over in Turkey, right? And they're looking at it as it's a ominous warning, which I'll get the definition on that real quick. And Salakia for this website, you see we on Daily Mail, so it got a lot of pop-ups and hopefully it ain't too distractive. So I don't know what's going on. Come on, man. It's like a little delay, which is weird because my laptop don't really be doing it like that. All right, so as you see, it says conveying an omen or significant, full or foreboding. From omen, foreboding. If you look up omen, or you can look here, it says of ill omen, giving indication of coming evil. So that's what they look at these sinkholes as if that's what they're for, or a sign rather. All right, casual event or occurrence is supposed to portend good or evil. Hey, just like the signs that be in the heavens, man. You'll have these comets that come by. You'll see solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, blood moons. All of these are different signs and different omens of just the Lord's presence and things to come as well. Right now, as we read, they're looking at this as if this is a sign. All right. It says, it says, ominous warning to humanity as nearly 700 huge sinkholes consume Turkey, mirroring biblical prophecy. I don't know why my laptop decided to get super loud right now. But it says gigantic sinkholes, hundreds of feet deep, have been opening up throughout Turkey, mirroring biblical prophecy. The book of Numbers, chapter 6, which is actually Numbers 16. I was looking for it. But it says, describes the earth opening up and swallowing people as divine punishment for rebellion. A connection that some are drawing after the massive collapse in the Kenya Plain, a key wheat growing region. Now keep that part in mind because that part is important, if you can find that, and you got it in number 16?
Con. This is number 16 and verse 32. It says, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up and their houses and all the men that have pertained unto Korah and all their goods.
Yeah, because what happened, matter of fact, what verse was that?
Verse 32.
All right, we're going to go up just a little bit more. Go to 28.
Con. Number 16, verse 28. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that Yahawah hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind.
Yeah, because when you get into the story, as it said in that article we was reading, you had people that was dealing with rebellion. They had got divine judgment due to their rebellion, which when you read this, you had a group of men coming up against Moses and Aaron, pretty much figuring, oh, we can do the same thing y'all do. And they're not understanding that YAHAWASHI set Moses and Aaron up to be the leaders of the people. They put them in that position. They gave them that power. They gave them the right things to say and told them the secrets and so on and so forth. Gave them the proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that they could lead the people. But here it is, just like in these present days, you got people who are set up to be leaders, i.e., the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All right. And then you got the men under them, but then you got these other camps or other people who figure they got a better way of doing things, or they don't want to deal with the MOTB, or they think that the heathen can be saved, teaching heresies, and false doctrines. All right, because as Moses just said, this is not of me. Can you read that again?
It says, and Moses said, hereby ye shall know that Yahweh hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind.
Exactly, which is a very important thing to keep in mind as we're walking this walk of faith, man. That none of this is of our own work. We didn't wake ourselves up. We didn't find the Lord. The Lord drew us to Him. He was like a light. We was the ones that was like a bug, and we like, man, what is that? So that's what happened. It ain't like we woke up and like, oh, okay, I want to serve the Lord today. Like, nah, it seems as such, but the Lord put that into your mind, So we got to keep in mind we're nothing without Yahweh Shai, man. All right, nothing. Just as He can put His Spirit on you, He can take it away. Think about what you was doing before you had His Spirit on you. All right, why you didn't choose the Lord then? Because your mind wasn't on the Lord. Because your Lord didn't open your mind up to Him.
I got a quick precept for you. This is Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way?
Yeah, if your goings, your destiny is already predestined, how can you understand your own way? You can sit here and have it within your mind what you're going to do tomorrow, what you're going to do 2 days, 3 days from now. But it's the Heavenly Father that directed your steps, man. All right? Can't none of us vote ourselves to be in the elect? Work, like labor, like put in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos a day just to make sure we did elect. No, it comes down if the Lord chose you or not. Because man's goings are of the Lord. How can you then know your own way? Go ahead. Still got the 16.
This is number 16 and verse 29. It says, if these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then Yahweh have not sent me.
Yeah, so if they die in a regular way, then the Lord ain't sent me. Go ahead.
But if Yahweh make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up, with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked Yahweh.
Yeah. Look at these pits right here. There's many pits right here. This was the new thing that the Lord had done, man. All right. And that it shows you the first time it happened was of the power of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. Now Esau always got his explanations, but he's just explaining. That's what people fail to realize. Well, the scientists say it's da-da-da. Okay, that's cool. They're just explaining the power of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. If they sit here and say, well, water is H2O, and that's cool. You can't create elements, all right, for the most part. The Lord, you got to create elements from other elements that He already created,
God. Yeah.
So you ain't the Most High. You're mirroring the Most High, but not on his level. Like you got planes, he got a chariot. He got chariots. You ain't got a plane that can go underwater and come out of water. That can change and turn at the drop of a dime. No, your jets gotta go all the way around the corner, so to speak. They can't just sit here and be going straight and then just immediately go back the other way. You know, can't sit here and just enter into a different dimension, go down into the water and come back out at the same speed, not slowing down, not changing. Like, what I mean by that is, if Esau did have a plane, he can hit a button and then it can just turn into a boat or a submarine. No, it's just not at the magnitude of the Heavenly Father, man. So explaining his power to make you on this level is what I'm saying. So let's get a little bit into this article. It says, many have interpreted the growing phenomenon as a sign that God is on the move. Now, at the end of the day, we are in a time of judgment, right? YAHAWASHI is starting to judge this world. He, as the scriptures say in 2 Ezra 9, he's starting to visit the world which he made. And this is a part of that, right? And we're going to get into it. Did you have anything, Are you good?
Probably good.
Okay, can you grab Leviticus 25? Yo, you already got it? Oh, you on it, brother. All right, hold on 1 sec. I'm going to get into this just a little bit. It says, and I'm going to breeze through this, Lord willing. It says, however, scientists point to far more earthly causes. Turkey's Disaster and Emergency Management Authority has reported 648 massive sinkholes in the Konya Plain, primarily the result of severe drought and excessive groundwater pumping. Now, who's the one that causes droughts? YAHAWASHI. Because he's the one that gives the increase, right? So if he don't want you to yield any crops, guess what? He's going to have it not rain in your area. Okay, now what they're doing is groundwater pumping, right? Let's see if I don't know why this is going slow. It's really bothering me though. It's even running all loud. Yeah, that's going super slow. Rivers and streams worldwide could pass a critical ecological threshold. Yeah, we pump too much groundwater. Let's see exactly what Esau be up to. It says groundwater is pumped by drilling a well into an aquifer, installing a pump like a submersive or jet pump, a submersible or jet pump, and using electricity or other power to lift water up a pipe to the surface, often into a pressurized storage tank for home use. So this is what Esau is doing. Digging. Like, stop digging in the shit. Yeah, here you go. Here he go. Dumbass. So he's got here, bringing the water out the well and putting it in a storage tank. Why? Because there's a drought. Well, just take the judgment that the Lord is giving you and stop trying to force. That's what happens in this society. Everything is forced. Nothing gets a fucking break. The brother was talking about mass production like a month or so ago, and for ever since then, it's been stuck in my head, and it's been so vexing that it's just a mass production of every fucking thing. Like Elder Yashawam always say, even when it comes to the booty, it ain't nothing but ass on the internet. Everywhere you go to YouTube Shorts, you go to Instagram, you go to TikTok, it's just ass everywhere. It's like, damn, it's a surplus of ass. It's like, shit, it ain't even valued no more. I mean, you should see, huh?
That insatiable nature.
Yeah. It's just like, shit, when do we get a break? So this is what Esau's doing. He's taking the groundwater All right, and pumping it and putting it into storage tanks. Now let's see what groundwater is for. What for? Well, it might go right here. Groundwater is the water located beneath the Earth's surface, filling spaces in soil, sediment, and fractured rock, forming underground layers called aquifers, and is a vital part of the water cycle. That's where that shit you was in school and they showed you the rain coming down and it's going into the streams and the rivers and the lakes and then it's going back up into the clouds when it's the water cycle. Look, it says, and is vital part of the water cycle, replenishing rivers and serving as a major source for drinking and irrigation. Though it's easily contaminated and hard to monitor, it moves slowly through porous materials like sand and gravel, permeable layers, and I remember, it's crazy. I remember reading into this like in school and shit, and I just didn't care about it. But now it's making so much sense that I know that the devil is fighting against it. It's crazy. It says, and its excess via wells or emergence as springs, with the top of the saturated area being the water table. Now, mind you, it's not like it's a bad thing to have a well, right? Jacob had a well. But the thing is, if it's not raining, all right, or it says infiltration, rain and snow melt seep into the ground, moving downward through soil and rock. If it's not raining, if the snow is not melting, then the groundwater is not being replaced. You get what I'm saying? So you basically taking here. Let's look at this picture right here. Yeah. This is fair use, just in case. So you're basically, let me see if it is I don't know why this is moving so slow. All of this water right here, that's filling up these spaces. You're sticking a pump in here, and you're taking all of this water out. Just taking it out. Fuck it. Why not? We need water. We gotta water the crops, right? You're taking all that water out, and it's not raining. I want to get a different picture. Let me see. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Come on, pull it on up. Come on. Here, let me just go straight to images. There we go, baby. There ain't so many good looking pictures. This one look pretty decent. Look happy. Damn, would you just fucking pull up already? Alright, there we go. Yay. So this is what happens, right? It rains. That water hits the mountains, it hits the streams, the rivers, the waterfalls, so on and so forth. Goes into the infiltration. That's how I get back into the ground. Keeps that groundwater, that flow right into the lake. That evaporates, that condensates into the clouds, and guess what? It precipitates. And it's an ongoing cycle. But if it's not raining, this water is there. Yes, indeed. The water from the lakes and the streams is there and it's in the ground. But if it's not raining, when you're taking this water out right here, there's nothing to refill it. Therefore, going back to the other picture, right? I wish I would have left that one up. Let's see this one. Yeah, so you taking the water out of all of here. So let's take this out. So what is that doing? it's having these rocks and shit cave in because there's nothing to keep it steady. There's no pressure down there. So that's causing, boom, the earth to cave in, to dry up, to crack. Like the Lord didn't just, I wonder what would have happened if I put some, as they call it, some groundwater down. No, he created all of this for a reason. There wasn't nobody, the like it says right here, the natural water cycle. Because it's of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. Right? So let's get the land Sabbath real quick, God.
This is Leviticus chapter 25 and verse 4. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for Yahweh. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard.
Go ahead, a little bit more.
That which groweth of its own accord of thy harvest, thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of thy vine undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land.
Yeah, even if you ain't planted anything and something still grows, because your ground, your soil was that good, and a root might have, something might have taken root and sprouted up, you just leave it. Why? Because it's the land Sabbath. Just let it rest. But nothing rests in this place because it's mass production. They got to keep crops going because they got to keep their exports going so they can keep their imports going. And it's just going and going. And there's never a break. Never a break, man. The Lord didn't just create rules because he didn't have anything else to do. He created order. The Lord created order, man. The water cycle is an order. The sun, the moon, the stars. They're all in its proper order, man. So getting back into this article a little bit, is it more to that?
Nah.
Okay. It says falling groundwater tables are driving the problem, causing drier wells, stressed ecosystem, dwindling crops, and land subsidence. Farmers pumping more water to save sugar beet and corn crops are further exacerbating the situation. So not only is it not raining, but you're just pumping and pumping to keep your crops going. And you're making the matter worse. Stupid. This is why the heathen need guidance, man. Like I said, they're going to learn our ways. So they're going to, when we get into our kingdom, the heathen are going to be subject unto us, and they're going to keep the land Sabbath. They'll keep the year of Jubilee. Ain't going to be no debt from 10 years ago and shit like that. Like, nah, man. We getting rid of all of that dumb shit. We're going to have people understand life. We're going to live, and the heathens are going to enjoy, I would say, because it say what, when the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. So it's not like they're going to enjoy being our servants because they know they're going to be treated fairly. Now Esau, on the other hand, he got another thing coming, But the Moabites, the Ammonites, and them, they'll get their ass whooped here and there too, but not nearly as much as Esau, man.